Hello guys, today we are talking about how to deal with the emotions. Really give you a very good framework on when you feel these negative emotions with dyslexia, what to do. So then honestly you won't feel these emotions again. And when the emotion is weakened a bit, when you don't feel so scared, so worried, so terrified, so embarrassed, so shy, so that maybe unconfident, low self-esteem, then you can start really making a lot of progress on dealing with these challenges. And this is why I talk through the framework that I've used. And I know because I've learned it, I know so many other people have used it to really take charge of their life. And once you take charge of your emotions, you really have the charge, I'm in charge of the quality of your life, because the quality of your life is dictated by the emotions you feel. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please subscribe, please leave a comment, and tell me if you love it, and please share it with a friend. Take care, guys, and hope you enjoy today's episode. So the big question is this: how can dyslexics like us create a place, a community, a tribe where people at any stage of life can come and solve any challenge, amplify their strengths, and ultimately help them become who they were meant to be? Or in other words, conquer their dyslexia. That is the question, and this show is the answer. My name's Theo Goff, and welcome to the Conquering Dyslexia podcast. What's happening, guys? I hope we're doing good. And today I want to have a little talk and conversation about how to deal with the emotions of dyslexia, and hopefully give you a framework of what to do when we feel that we feel something, we feel rubbish, to be honest. We feel like, oh, this is done wrong, or I feel this, or I feel fearful. People find out I'm scared that this will come back wrong. I'm angry that I can't find a solution. I'm angry with myself because I keep on working really hard, but it's not working. I don't know solutions. Why can't I do this? What's wrong with me? Or it's like, why can't people just stop treating me different? All these different emotions. We feel fear, scared of trying and failing, of really putting myself out there again and it not working out, and the bad result coming in again. And I want to talk to us about that. And I really strongly feel that these emotions that we face day to day, they really dictate our lives, don't they? Because whether you have money, whether you have, you mean a wonderful family, whether you are great with your work or your career, I feel what truly represents a person in terms of their success or how well they're doing is how they are feeling. Because if you have all the money, if you have all the family, but every single day you're stressed out your mind, your life is stressed, and it's probably worry and it's fear. But if you it seems like you're going through hell, you haven't got a lot of money, you haven't got this, you haven't got that, you've got these health challenges, but each day you wake up and you're grateful, each day you wake up and you're excited, each day you wake up and you have something to look forward to, then you have a different quality of life, don't you? Because our quality of life isn't down to our external factors. Our quality of life is really down to what's in our internal factors of how we feel day to day. And if we're going through life, going to work, feeling down, feeling, and school as well, feeling fearful, feeling scared, feeling like there's this thing in school I can so relate, you're in lessons, you hate it, and when you go outside, you're like, oh thank God I forget about it, or you just want to block it out. I want to block this lesson out because it's going to be awful. I don't want to remember it. I don't have the fear. Use me, otherwise I'll be obsessing it all the time. And when I'm in that lesson, it's awful. Of course it's awful. I just want to block it out, and I don't want to feel like that. So the whole work of conquering dyslexia really comes down to, okay, how can we really conquer our emotions? Because our emotions are our life. And I talk so extensively on, okay, we have dyslexia, but what's the worst thing about dyslexia? It's what we believe about it. If you believe because we've got this, we can't read or write, we can't do this, we can't do these things, then we won't be able to. Yes, of course, reality is there. Of course, things are hard, but they're not impossible. Of course, this situation is not ideal. Of course, maybe this, that, or this had happened. But why now? It's what you do with it. If you believe things, if you believe, okay, there's always a solution, I've got to find it. I've got to work outside the box. These approaches won't work for me. I have to try something else. And I will not let dyslexia stop me. Having that as a belief, nothing will really get in your way. Nothing will really stop you or hold you back in this journey of life. And so having that belief is so critical, and also that comes with emotions. So our emotions are often dictated by our beliefs. If we believe the world is a certain way, if we believe people are out to get us, but everyone hates dyslexics, the world isn't designed for us dyslexics, then when we go to work, we're going to look for that, we're going to feel it. Look for examples for that to happen. Like, look for examples like, oh, this person's treating this like this. Oh, they don't understand me because I'm dyslexic. I say dyslexia and there's someone rolled their eyes back, or someone didn't ask me the question I want them to ask me. That must mean they hate dyslexia. Makes me feel this way towards them. Makes me feel I don't like them. Makes me feel I don't fit in. Makes me feel lonely. Makes me feel scared. Makes me feel worried. Makes me feel angry. As you can see, our emotions sometimes dictate, all the time, our beliefs dictate how we feel. So I really want to jump on and talk about this little framework I have. And I really feel this framework would be really so valuable, because that's the way I've dealt with all my emotions, really, once I learned the principles of it. Because I'll give you a little example today at work, working in school. And so basically I was in the class and a lot of stuff was happening. It was like arts and crafts, getting ready for Christmas, all this sort of stuff. Anyway, I came in there, I was on this table at the end of the classroom. I was helping these kids with these models, making like paper chains and things like that. And I was on the chair and I was focused on what I'm doing. So I just got in the class, I was focusing on what I'm doing, like chatting and things like that. And on my chair, I moved my chair from, it was like at one side, and I moved it slightly over. So it was a little bit in the way the corridor next to the sink, it was a little bit in the way. I didn't really focus on that. I was just working on doing my things, and the teacher would pass. It was quite a tight gap, and to be honest, I just didn't focus it on. That wasn't in my thinking. I thought, oh, I just move on, carry on. But because I had to go back and forth from the sink a lot of times, the second time she went there and said something, I actually can't remember, because I use this little framework, but she said something like, "You're in the way," or whatever. And I remember feeling like, okay, let's move, that's fine. And then, yeah, have you ever, when someone says something to you, and you in your head you're thinking, and then suddenly you just feel something, like, oh my god, you feel embarrassed, or you feel like this, or this happened, or these thoughts fly through your mind at a million miles an hour, and you just feel so bad. And that happened to me, really. I don't know why it happened, it just started to feel bad. And then, but I used this framework, so basically, she said something to me, and I felt really bad. But ultimately, I knew this was stupid. I knew the thing I had to deal with is, it doesn't matter what she says, it doesn't matter how I feel. And what she says does not influence how I feel. I influence how I feel. And it's up to me to resolve it. It's not, she didn't make me feel this, I made me feel this. Because I had some rules, my subconscious said, if someone does A, B, and C, and D, I'm going to feel like this. And that's what happened. My subconscious made my body feel a certain way because the rules I had of saying the certain words from a certain person made me feel a certain way. And I felt that. And I was like, okay, this is stupid. I have to get out. This is just a thought. This is just a thought. It doesn't mean anything. So I basically noticed how I felt, noticed why I felt like it, realised, okay, this is a rubbish thought to have, like, rubbish feeling to have. It's not accurate. It's not perfect. Like, you mean, I was like, well, I'd rather her say that rather than keep on squeezing through the gap. It means being oblivious of the situation. Because it's the right thing to do. Just move on. There's no harm, no foul, no this, no that. And I'm sure we go through these processes in our own life. I'm just bringing light to them. And so I thought about it, and I was like, okay, that's stupid. And carried on. And then, literally, I just kept changing my focus. And then within a couple of minutes, it was fine. Completely fine. But my whole point is, like, as soon as I had that feeling, or I had that thought, I knew, okay, this is a rubbish thought. This is a stupid feeling. And I started asking myself questions about, well, it's stupid. Why is it stupid? It's stupid because I'd rather her say these things. It's stupid because there's no reason. This is just, you know what I mean? I was just my fault. I was in the wrong because I did have myself in the wrong position. And I could say, oh no, well, I just wasn't focusing. I had to focus all the time. No, I made the mistake. I have to move. It's a tiny little mistake, but still, I have to take responsibility of it. And moving forward, like, that happened, it just moved. And now I can tell this silly little story to you. And so the process, I really feel, of taking in charge of our emotions is so critical. Because I would argue 80% of all our problems are emotionally driven. Because if you had dyslexia, and it would make us feel like there wasn't any negative emotions we would feel attached to dyslexia. We just had these physical challenges, but we felt 100% fine about them. They did not affect us emotionally, make us feel bad about ourselves in any way. Guess what? We would just get on with our lives. It wouldn't affect us because it doesn't really affect us. It doesn't affect us. Moving on. Imagine, like, for example, a person like I like fitness, and because I used to be a personal trainer, I'm really into it. And for example, if I start eating and putting on weight, after I get to a certain point where I can think, okay, this is a bit out of control, I'm a bit overweight now, I would start feel loads of pain. Like, this is not who I am. This ain't right. This I don't. I don't look good. I don't feel good. This is stopped, and I feel more and more pain as that went on because I focused on it. But if I didn't have that loop, if I was like, I don't really care about my weight. I get more and more, and I didn't associate any pain to it. I didn't feel bad about myself. Then being overweight isn't a problem. Because I don't associate the pain of being overweight to me. Pain of being overweight to any emotional problems. Yes, there are physical challenges, moving around, walking around, sitting, but I don't associate that pain as real pain. It's little pain. I deal with and move forward. Because I think the solution is more painful than the pain I'm dealing right now. But there's almost zero emotional pain. And there might be some, but the moment where change happens, when the pain of staying where we are is so much more greater than the pain of changing than we actually change. In our nervous system, that's how it works. And so if we never felt any pain from doing the things that we're doing, and we felt so much pain from actually improving it, then guess what? We're just going to stay where we are. And also that's probably another thing. If you know you should be doing something but you don't do it, it's because you think doing that thing will be more painful than staying where you are. Learning that thing, progressing on that, you think it'll be more painful doing that than it is staying where you are. Well, actually, that's not true. Maybe getting on the weight, losing your diet, working on the English, working on personal development in any way. Think, it's painful doing that after get up after work. But imagine staying where you are for the rest of your life. That's going to be so much more painful than just taking this action once and not having to deal with this problem again. Okay, so let's get into the steps. The steps of how to take control and really take responsibility over our emotions. Our emotions. Now, this is primarily designed for people in work. People who are a bit older, sort of 17, 18, 19 plus, deal with our emotions. Now, I learned this framework from a person called Tony Robbins. Now, his background is all emotions. He's an amazing person. And he basically, you understand that emotions are the secret in life, isn't it? How emotions deal with secret in life. And I've learned this from him, and I have this habit now. I have this belief, it's so true. All emotion is a signal telling you to do something. A negative emotion is all a signal telling you to do something. A signal telling you to do something, to act, to get fit, to talk to that person, to break out of this habit you're in. It's a signal to do something. Every time you feel worried, fear, frustrated, embarrassed, scared, it's a signal to do something. You feel fear because it's a signal that it might be fight or flight. You feel scared because the signal might be fight or flight. You feel embarrassed because people might think of you a certain way and this might happen and you have to do something about it. You're not just at the cause of all your emotions. I'm just dealing with all my emotions, that's hitting me. You have to do something about it. It's a signal telling you to do something. That's what it is. I truly believe that. So basically, these steps, I'm going to go through them. When you feel a negative emotion, doesn't matter what happened. What happened is irrelevant to make you feel it. When you feel negative emotion, our dyslexia, first of all, you have to notice it. Notice the negative emotion that happened. Don't just go on about your day, try and ignore it and press it down. Because if you suppress it, then it'll come back stronger later on because you haven't really dealt with it. You have to deal with your emotions, deal with the stuff that's there. So notice it, first step. Notice this emotion that you're feeling. But what you can do now, because you notice it, second step, listen to it. Listen to it. Now, not dive right into it. I feel so sad. I feel so lonely. I feel so hopeless. Don't dive into it. Listen. It's like, for example, you're listening to someone else. For example, when someone's complaining, you're listening to what they're actually upset about. Not to every little detail, but what they're actually upset about. Listen to yourself about what you're actually upset about. Where are you feeling it in your body? Oftentimes we can feel fear in a certain part of our body, scared in another part of our body, because that's how emotions really work. We feel them vividly in our body. Where are you feeling it in your body? How does it feel? Notice on the sensation, and be curious. Don't think of it as I'm experiencing it. Think of it, okay, what is happening? It means there's a different mindset. It's like looking at it from a 30,000 foot point of view than being in the jungle. So second step is noticing it. Third step is asking yourself why. It's basically identifying the belief, asking yourself why. What belief do you think you would have to feel this way? What belief do you feel you would have to have in order to feel this way? For example, I feel so embarrassed because I made a spelling error in my email that I sent. What would I have to believe in order to feel this way? Well, I'd have to believe that the people reading this email would really think down on me, really look down on me because of spelling error. I have to think that people, like my ability to write is, makes me see if I'm good at what I'm doing. If I'm smart, if I'm intelligent. Because these beliefs aren't true, are they? They're just not true, but often we believe them. By asking, when we're in the strong emotional state, asking the question, what would I have to believe in order to feel this way, often uncovers our unconscious belief that we are unaware of, about how we are, about how the world is. It's so important, okay? So that's step 3, understanding why. And once you understand why, I believe this, get rid of that belief. It's stupid. It's not good. It's not good. And then step number 4, take action on it. Because now you have clarity. Now you're not really in the emotion, you're just feeling it. You're an observer of the emotion. Take action. What do you need to do to solve it? Is there a problem you speak to someone about? Is there something you have to work on yourself? Is there something you have to write down and resolve in yourself? Is that some action you need to take, some email you need to get done? What does this emotion give you? What is it calling you to do? It could be something so much more deeper, like, oh my God, I feel bad because I know I didn't try as hard on that thing as I could have. I feel bad because I'm letting my partner down. I feel bad because, oh no, what happens in the future? I'm letting my family down. All these different things, and notice these emotions. And so notice them, take action upon them, and then final 5th step, test. And the way you test it is just by going out in the environment and seeing if you feel that emotion again. If you do, great. Go through the 5 steps again. And the more often you go through it, it's like myelin, it's building a muscle. The more often you go through these 5 steps of noticing it, of listening to it, of asking why and finding out the belief, of taking action, and of basically testing it over and over and over and over again. As soon as you feel it, you could feel it in your body, and before your conscious mind is aware of it, you probably could have dealt with it. Without even think about it, because your brain would have gone through the natural processes of doing it, because you've done it so many times. Like, okay, I feel like this, let's get rid of this. And eventually these beliefs that made you feel in this negative way will go away, okay? Now, I've told you the framework. Framework is so important. And this is the task I really want you to do. And I feel it'll be so valuable. I've done it myself, and I do it consistently. Write down the top 3 negative emotions you feel weekly. You feel weekly, and it's probably to do with your dyslexia. Write down your top 3 negative emotions that you feel, and then go through the 5 steps with them. Notice what it is. How does it feel in your body? And when you write these down, probably think of a time that happened. Oh, I remember this time that this person laughed at me. Sarah did this. Jack did this. The teacher done this. Whatever. My parents done this. Whatever. Notice it and really try and feel that. Okay, where did you feel it in your body? Did you feel it down there, up here? Where did you feel it in your body? Then after you noticed how it made you feel, listen to it. What's it telling you to do? What's the signal? Why are you believing it? Why are you feeling it? What beliefs do you have to have it? In order for me to feel that this way, what do I have to believe? That's step 3. And step 4 is do something about it. Step 5 is test. Test takes time, obviously you can't do it right now. But I implore you sitting here now, doing these steps to deal with our emotions, then we'll be so much more further ahead. Instead of being at the mercy of our emotions, which really we are. We are most of the time at mercy of our emotions. We can be proactive in our emotions, really guide our life in the way we want to and conquer our dyslexia. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I know that sometimes when you speak about something, you see this can be so valuable, it'll change your life, you just take action, but don't take action. This is how I feel with this. It's so critical that we take action. Reading this, listening to this, and not taking action is nothing. Take action on this, and I promise you, your life will change. It's something that I've learned. I didn't make up. I've learned, I've tried it, and I know so many other people have tried it and worked for them. Anyway, guys, I hope we're good. Take care, and yeah. Final thing, I just want to say this because I'm so excited about it. From the 11th to 13th of December, I'm doing a Conquering Dyslexia Live. Conquering Dyslexia Live, I'm going to go walk through this framework and so much more details, plus so much more, 20 plus of hours of live free training actually. Go there, I'll leave it in a little link below to get it. Anyway, guys, take care, farewell, and bye.